What is up, guys, and welcome back to the brand new show that we're going to do now. Oh, should have checked if I zoomed out or not. Can't wait to get rid of this camera when the time comes. But welcome to the check-in show. Nice AI generated Nathan. Actually, Rhythm did the picture, dude. So Rhythm really worked on it. So I would love to take credit for it, but I can't. Yeah. So today, first up, we're gonna do the check-in show, and I'm very excited about it because, as you guys know, we never used to do much, but we are trying to increase the uploads now. So yes, who are we going after? We shall get to that. I'm just looking at something quickly, and we shall get to that. Football Unfiltered. The thumbnail is thumbnailing. Yes, big up to Rhythm. Big up, big up. What's up? What's up? Cannot complain. Hey Nitish, sometimes AI is good. I agree. Sometimes. Give me a second, guys. I'm just waiting on a couple of things. But yes, how's everyone doing? Good evening. This is my version of the preview show. Welcome to the check-in. Atarf is asking how many points did you get on FPL, by the way? Not nearly enough as I would like as the answer. 48, which is below the average. But I didn't expect Palmer and honestly, I didn't expect Palmer and Shaw Pedro to get nothing. And I could have got a goal and assist with Bruno and Dogu, but Dogu hit the post. So it could have actually ended out really good for me. But people, how do you find positives in everything? Me, I'm a United fan. Also, I have a life. I don't just watch football. Good evening. How's the rain in Goa? Okay, I'm done looking at this nonsense. So now I can move on. The rain in Goa is just leave it at that. Guess who's arriving tomorrow? Oh, you have no idea what you're arriving to. Good luck. Orange alert, my friend. That's all I'll tell you. The check-in, yes, the check-in. Hey Dhruv. What's up, Ayush? Alright, should we start getting to it or should we wait? Do drop a like, do share the video, guys, before we get into it, obviously. The show will be about an hour, not longer than that. But yes, subscribe to Sportsnet Nathan and enjoy. Nathan, Rodrigo to City is off. Apparently, someone important in our team management has blocked Savio to Spurs. Although Savio keen, your thoughts? Actually, you know what, Nitish? We'll get into that. How about we will start? Please tell me it'll be great, bro. I've been telling you it's raining like shit here. I've been telling you the beaches are closed. You're gonna find out, my friend. I told you this is the wrong time to come. But if you're free now, obviously you have to come now. I would honestly recommend you go somewhere where the rain is low if you're going to come in the monsoon season. But last 4 days though it's been raining really heavily here. I don't know. Like the whole 2.5 months it's barely rained. I mean it has rained, but compared to the last 4 days, it's been really bad. New news about Agume. Yeah, we'll get to it. So what we'll do is, guys, we will probably roughly go through all the matches, but we'll first go to the smaller matches first. Now, some of these matches I will be upfront with because some of them were going on at the same time while we were doing our watch along. So we have to, I have to watch the highlights of it, obviously. So let's get through some of those first. So I was thinking of let's doing Brighton versus Fulham first. So the Brighton Fulham game was very interesting. I felt like Brighton had a lot of chances. They had a lot of good chances. I think Brighton, it was 50-50. It was even that way. But I feel like Brighton had more shot. They had more shots, I should say. Not they did. Not they had. They did have more shots. I thought the goalkeepers did a decent job. But I will say this: the chances Brighton had were quite unfortunate not to score more. They only had 4 shots on target, but out of the 10. But I thought Brighton was really good. I felt like I felt like Fulham got really lucky with the goal, which we'll obviously get into. So Brighton scored first, which was Max de Kuiper left in, I believe. I'm trying to think who got fouled, because I know who scored the goal. Matt O'Reilly scored the goal. Beautiful bottom left corner. The goalkeeper actually dived the right way, but he couldn't save it. And of course, the Fulham goal. I have to say, the Fulham goal was quite lucky, because if you think about, oh, the foul was on. I forgot who the foul was on. Wait, hold on a minute. It's an easier way to do this, isn't there? Oh yes, the foul was on Jorginho Rutter, and Kuiper gave him a lovely ball, an incisive pass into the box just before the penalty area, and then he took it into the penalty area and he got chopped down. Matt O'Reilly with a beautiful low left finish, but the goalkeeper did guess correctly, like I said. And Brighton had continued to have more chances, but then it the Fulham kind of equalized in a stoppage time. I think it was maybe not even a minute left in the game, and or I think it passed. I think the corner passed into extra time actually, and so the ball came in. Muniz tried to win the ball, but he was nowhere near it. And there were three people marking him, and the ball kind of bounced back into Muniz after they all finished jumping. And he just kind of, hit it with his laces across goal, and it went in. And I think, we weren't sure how Fulham were going to be this season, but they really sneaked away with 1 point there. And I think Brighton will feel very hard done by that personally, because just based on how the game, and at least based on the chances, Brighton should have probably got that win in for sure. Um, Please tell me it'll be subscriber. Can't wait for the next match. Fulham survived. They did. Yes, they definitely did survive. Nathan, bhai, how are you? Just joined. I'm good, Abbas. I can't complain. Natmas Damlund. Okay. Sake of the ritual. बिगू भाई ट्रक का लाइसेंस इतनी आसानी से दे Tottenham have reached an agreement in principle with Crystal Palace. Ben Jacobs, he's been on a good roll, isn't he? With the Asia Cup squad out, I'm very disappointed with someone's omission. Maybe just don't watch it then and do yourself a favor. That means Walton to United is very difficult. Wharton. Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that. But yes, to sum it up for sure. Another game that I did watch, we did do the watch along for, was Newcastle versus Aston Villa at Villa Park. And oh my God, they stunk the place out. They stunk the place out. The ending stats may not seem like it, but I mean, Newcastle stunk the place out. They had half an hour. With 10 men. They got 16 shots and only 3 on target. And Villa had 3 shots and 3 on target. The first 20 minutes, Newcastle looked like they were going to create real problems for Aston Villa. But unfortunately for them, their bad luck continues. A horrible foul by Ezri Konsa, last man. I mean, there was so much room left, but he was the last man. It was just after the halfway line. I mean, it was just terrible. And Konsa got sent off, I think, 64th or 65th minute. And after that, Newcastle had the advantage, but they were taking shots from outside the box. And like I said, 16 shots, 3 on target with half an hour left with 10 minutes. I mean, it was really bad. I was hoping the match would be better simply because we were doing the watch along, but it was horrible. It was horrible. So, and it ended horribly. Very underwhelming match, I have to say. We thought Newcastle would come out hungry, guns blazing. It was like that for 20 minutes, but then after that, I don't know. Villa got into the game. That 60-40 is very deceptive, that possession. I would look at the possession at 60 minutes because the last 30 minutes they were down a man. Even then, it didn't look very convincing, to be honest. He's joining Liverpool. Well, let's see about that. Agume links a year. Thoughts on him as a stopgap signing for 2024 million. Destroyer, we will get there. Destroyer, we will do United at some point of time. I'm just getting through the games. Do stick around if you have some time. This show will only be an hour long anyway. That was the horrible game, man. Thank God it was the early game. Bro, you know what? I agree with you, Ayush, but at the same time, it's like we wasted all our time too. I wasted your time. Thank God we were hanging out. Otherwise, it would have been just boring. It was as bad as a Club World Cup game, to be honest with you. I'm disappointed because Shreyas Iyer dropped because GG doesn't like him. Wasn't Iyer one of the best players in the IPL, but no place in 2020? So I agree. He was one of the. We did do the IPL watch along, so I can't pretend that didn't happen. Who's Agume? Lucien Agume is a young midfielder from Sevilla. Hey Arun, I think the cycle is going to repeat. Newcastle not manage Europa and League. Sorry, Europe and League and perform horribly again. By the way, Visa is confirmed to have talks with Newcastle now, so that is edging closer as well. Agent 15 Benzi was a agent not coming to India. Like, okay. Sevilla midfield, I haven't seen much of him, but people say he's good. Exactly. Ashwini is saying, Nathan, do you think when Bruno plays deep, we don't score goals? We'll get into that, Ashwini. मैं वेलबैक को निकालना चाहता हूँ लेकिन समझ नहीं आ रहा किसको रखूँ. Maybe add a stronger mid because Fulham play United or other options is signing a Sunderland striker. Yeah, Mayenda is good. But and I think Sunderland are playing Burnley. I think Burnley are going to get destroyed. What's your top four predictions for the season, bro? So Arun, we last week we did a full season prediction. But if you want, you can go watch it. That would be really nice. But if you want it quickly, because you might not have any time now to watch it. Top four, I believe I said was Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea. Of context, last time we lost 1-0 an opening game and GTA got released, we won the PL, written in the stars, man. Also, we will be pushing for Bruno Dior, LOL. Bro, like I said, when before the Arsenal game started, someone sent me a message that day in the morning saying we're going to win the league. So let's see. Kobe can do what Casemiro is doing as a sitting midfielder. I don't know why he's on the bench. 1 week is too long. Ayer was the best player in the Champions Trophy too. Finally, today I see my team play at 12:30 after 1 month. All right, guys. So we'll get into it. The next match was Sunderland versus West Ham. And I have to start out by saying this very important thing. The Stadium of Light was absolutely buzzing. I don't know if you guys watched the video, watched the game, or didn't watch the game, or maybe just clicked onto the channel in between the game. But I know they did lose their opening game. I'm so happy. It was absolutely fantastic to be back at the Stadium of Light. We don't really rate West Ham this season either. I think Graham Potter is going to be the first manager to get sacked, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Man of the match for me was the centre back. I don't know if he's the captain or not. Ballard. Is he the captain? No, he's not the captain. Never mind. Granit Xhaka is the captain. That's right. Daniel Ballard, first of all, at 0-0, there was a shot that came in. I think it was from El Haji Malik Diouf. And there was a beautiful there was a beautiful layoff. There was a dummy. It fell right into him. He came from left back or left wing back. Came in, he hit the shot. I think it passed the keeper, and Daniel Ballard slide tackled behind his keeper to clear the ball. I mean, it was an incredible. It's not goal line because they were not near the goal line, but it was an incredible last ditch defending. He goes on to score the second goal from a lovely header. The first goal also Mayenda was a wonderful. I believe Mayenda's goal was also a header, wasn't it? Yeah. And it was finished off by Wilson Isidore. A beautiful, believe he rounded the keeper. For the third goal, it was on the counter attack. West Ham were trying to push to try and at least pull one back so they could, try and do something in the last 10 minutes. But I mean, Sunderland put it to bed 3-0 at the Stadium of Light. Opening game after 10, 11 years. I mean, fantastic opening game for Sunderland. I don't think you could write a better performance for them to start off their season. West Ham are looking shaky again. If it continues like this, I don't think Potter makes it past November, to be honest with you. And I do have him as my first manager to get sacked as well. Hey, Akmal. No, the first to get sacked would be the set piece coach. You know what? Sorry, that's right. I think Brentford's coach could get sacked first. Mark Andrews, I think his name is. Who's that shameless guy saying United will win the league? That guy's negative. You know what I'll say, dude? I will say that he explained it to me well, and he also, for reference, said last year that we weren't going to do well. He said we would finish between 7th and 10th. And believe me, brother, I wish he was right. But he did say we weren't going to do well last year, and I didn't believe him then either. So let's see. I think we should stop this league winning agenda and focus one game. I don't think it's an agenda, dude. He sent me a voice note. I've not told anybody who it is. It's a private talk that I told him I will put it on the camera here. I mean, sorry, I'll put the phone here and let him, play it for everyone, and then I'll tell everyone who it is if it happens. Isaac is giving anxiety, maybe not happening. Bro, forget Isaac, dude. I don't like how he's handling things. He could do that to you, in a couple of years. That's all I'll say about that. If Ghana sold even let's assume how shit we have been selling 30 million, we sell him, that's a pure profit. Isn't it make it look like 60 million in our books? A good goalkeeper at CM like Wagume still. Well, it depends on the players we go for. If they want upfront money, then it's not. Then it's just 30 million, sadly. Bro, we need a goalkeeper. Nugate isn't good after watching that Arsenal game. We don't talk about the goalkeeper, Arun. Not on this channel. Madrid watch along. No, my friend, I will be doing things. I put the schedule out already, Rhythm. The schedule's out on post, so I've already told everyone exactly what we're doing this week. Did you see the stadium we are playing in the Carabao Cup? One Dallo cross and the ball will be in the water. Yes, we are playing the mighty Grimsby Town from League 2. Yes, boy. It's going to be a tough game. It's difficult to do it. Can you do it in a cold, wet night at Grimsby Town? We're going to find out. We're going to find out for sure. The first tickets, I read that. Wait, hold on. What's your thoughts on Diego Costa for growing concern for GK? Some sources are highlighting this recently. Okay, do me a favor, Dhriti Kamal. I know you want to hear what I'm going to talk about United. Just give me 5 minutes. Let me just go through a couple of games and then we'll do the United one, because there's a lot of United fans here. Obviously, a lot of United questions, and we can do it at the same time. It'll be perfect that way. Potter downfall needs to be studied. Not really, dude. Certain managers work for certain teams who play a certain way. I mean, the Chelsea move was just too quick for him. Now everything looks negative, sadly. Random Saudi team was a Portuguese Al Nassr, okay? Okay, even if we concede the goal, we had so much time to score. Why didn't we? Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Thumbnail game on, shout out to Rhythm. It's Rhythm. It's all Rhythm. If he can, I would love him to do all my thumbnails. I love everything he's done so far for the channel. And I wish I knew how to do some of them. There's more things he's done for the channel that I've saved here. When I figure it out, I'll put those up as well. Sorry for calling him shameless. I thought you were talking about me. Talking about you. Rasmus links with Milan dried up, but Atlanta apparently are looking at him destroyer now. By the way, do you think Napoli are going to take him on an obligation, or they're all going to look for an option, my friend? This is another reason why I don't understand people are trying to get rid of Højlund. Everybody is looking at an option to buy. Nobody is looking at an obligation to buy. This is why I don't understand why everyone's trying to get rid of Højlund. I also thought it was you. I think Ugarte can be good if he starts. He's good in breaking play. Rhythm's there with a, like I said, thumbnail. Always here. We'll talk Rhythm. I have some ideas, some base templates so you don't have to keep doing work, and then you just have to add like a certain layer on it. My God, look at me. I'm talking like I know Photoshop, but I've been listening to people say it. I don't understand anything they're saying though. Uzair is here. Hello, Uzair. Hello, Ishan. Guys, give me a couple of minutes. We'll get through a couple of games and then I will talk about the United, as Ishan is. I believe Ishan's also an Arsenal fan. So I'll just get to it. So we have done Villa, we have done Brighton, we have done Sunderland. I'm going to leave Liverpool for later because there's something that I thought was really cool and I want to say it later because I don't want to be some kind of hater today because I very specifically did the Liverpool game for a certain reason. So we will get into that a little later. Tottenham versus Burnley. Now I'll tell you what, we all said Burnley is going to get hammered, and hammered they did get. Richarlison, I think he scored 13 goals in 16 starts or something like that. 16 goals in 13 starts. Okay. That's not total games for Spurs. His first goal was good. It was a cut back. It looked a little awkward when you see it at first. Kudus finds space. It bounces in the penalty box. There's nobody covering the center of the penalty box. He kind of hook kicks it. Zlatan would be proud. Beautiful goal, right? You go, okay, that's a good goal, right? On the 60-minute mark, Kudus, I think Poro releases Kudus. Kudus whips it again, this time a lot more accurate, a lot more direct. And Richarlison hits the goal of the season in the first game. Stunning bicycle kick in the near post. And I was thinking, oh my God, I've been telling people for 18 months I wanted Frank. And people were like, Frank's not ready. Oh God. And I was like, mbeumo, Frank, and Visa, man. It could have been all ours. It was all just a dream, as Tupac said. And the third goal was beautifully released. I believe it was Sa or Bissouma. I can't remember who released him, but they released him from behind the halfway line. Brennan Johnson hits the Jets, gets close to goal, toe pokes it across the keeper. Lovely little finish. Not too much force, just changes angles, makes the goalkeeper very awkward to try and save it. 3-0, easy job done at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That was brilliant. Um, I think that is the best I could say. I could That's the best I could summarize it. Chelsea Crystal Palace 0-0. I'll be honest, guys. I didn't watch the game. Apparently, Crystal Palace should have got a penalty. I will not get into that. Crystal Palace is going to be everybody's bogey team this year. Oliver Glasner is what I like to call a G. For people who don't know what a G is, a gangster. Then we do Forest and Brentford. the the reason I'm laughing is because everyone thought Chris Wood is one and done, but guess what? Chris Wood isn't one and done. Chris Wood opens the scoring in 5 minutes. Chris Wood. I was like, oh my God, Chris Wood again this year. We are all going to suffer. We're all going to suffer for not picking him. Then the second goal by Dan Ndoye was a wonderful cross that came in, and the ball, the ball came across goal and he sent it back the other way. The goalkeeper was on the wrong side. Dan Ndoye, very exciting Swiss player. Did see him play in the Euros. Looked very exciting at the time. Forest again signed a gem. Forest sold one player and got like three good players instead. I mean, Forest are going nowhere this season. And then obviously Wood again rounds the keeper from a bit of a distance, puts that goal in, breaks the offside trap. He actually had to run. He actually had to run pretty far. It was a little after the halfway line. He had to cover a lot of distance. Clearly, he's not slowed down. Just rounds the keeper. Done. And Igor Thiago, for anyone who has an FPL forward not named Visa from Brentford, scored a penalty at the 78th minute. But all in all, and by the way, Morgan Gibbs White almost would have scored a scissors kick as well. Beautifully directed scissors kick across goal. Just went over the bar. I mean, the quality of goals in the first week have been pretty good. I can't complain. It was Sa? Okay, it was Sa. Thank you. Sid is saying, hey Nathan, what's up? What's up, Sid? What's your prediction for the Madrid game tonight? We shall get to that quite shortly because we are rounding up most of the games. That bicycle kick was so satisfying to watch as well. Listen, man, I know he's a Spurs player, but it is what it is, right? Beautiful goal. Okay. What is that? Prince of Football scored the winner for Al Nassr. I'm still not going to watch him when he comes to Goa. It was not the pen. The disallowed goal was stupid. It should have stood. Yeah, well. It should have stood. Sorry. Oh, okay. It was a disallowed goal. Apologies. Joao Felix banged today. Okay. Who's finishing higher, Forest or Palace? Probably Forest. Bro Wood made me lose a head-to-head on fantasy. Was leading against him. Just give him victory. Current Spurs better than Man United? I wouldn't go that far, man. We had to play Arsenal. They had to play Burnley. Akmal. Let me just put it that way. Let's be honest. And Richarlison's, you could argue both goals, but one of them was a banger. 9 times out of 10 you don't even hit that clean. To be fair. Why are we pushing out Rasmus like crazy? It's not like the guy is on lavish wages, 40,000, I believe. Are we getting rid of him just for the sake of getting rid of him? If he wants to compete, then just let him. All right, you know what? There's a lot of United fans here. I believe there's Ishan's an Arsenal fan. So we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Leeds and Everton, guys. I'll put my hands up. I did not watch the game. I do know Lucas Mecha scored a penalty. That's all I know. I'm not gonna pretend like I saw the game or anything like that. It was. I'm not doing midnight matches unless United are playing. This was on a Tuesday. That's all I'll say about that. Leeds apparently dominated Everton though. 21 shots, 3 on target. Everton had 7 shots, 1 on target. I think Everton are going to struggle again this year. If Leeds is dominating you, it just goes to show you that Leeds and Sunderland are really trying to compete this year with the smart moves they have made. That's all I'll say about that. Lucas Mecha, new signing, open day, opening game penalty as a debutant in the Premier League. Fantastic. What else is there to say? There is nothing else to say. That's as good as it gets. So now we got the United Arsenal game, we got the Wolves Man City game, and we got the Liverpool game. I'm just gonna leave the Liverpool game. Actually, you know what? I'll just say this: the City Bulls game, great. There's a reason I left these for last, by the way, guys. Wolves with a beautiful tribute for Diego Jota. Absolutely wonderful. They look like they were up for it from the beginning. However, 30 minutes they were going strong, they held up, and then, well, then we know what happened. Tiani Reinders loops the ball over to Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis takes it down the byline, cuts it back in. I mean, I don't even think Haaland hit the ball, if I'm being honest with you. Goes straight through. 3 minutes later, Tiani Reinders with a wonderful finish from a little bit ways out. Ryan Cherky's goal, I mean, Ryan Cherky, whatever, points to the badge. I'm like, okay, cool, kid. And Erling Haaland with another brace, an old school Erling Haaland pace, slots it in. 4-0, 4-0 at the Molineux. Started out very positively for the Wolves fan with the energy. Ended very badly, unfortunately. Let me just put it that way. Brother, let's be real. Why are we rolling our expectations this year? Smart manager, decent players, better than Chelsea for sure, and few ballers. Cunha giving Virat Kohli aura and few leaders. Oh, wow. All right, let's think about this. You should watch the final of Al Nassr, Nathan. Let's see about that. We'll get to that. Nathan, do we have any chance in the title race based on what we saw Arsenal and Chelsea play this week? I would say sure. I would say sure. Do you have any FPL? Yeah, the link is down below and the auto join, Nitesh. If you feel like joining, do join it. Now let's go to Liverpool because we'll end with Arsenal and United. And then we will talk about any other current events you'd like. Again, Liverpool, Anfield opening game, Bournemouth, who's been stripped out of all their good players. They start out with a lovely tribute to Diego Jota. Wonderful, wonderful tribute, I have to say. And unlike Wolves, unfortunately for Wolves, Liverpool did start off well. However, for the longest time, Liverpool kept peppering and kept peppering and kept peppering Bournemouth. But they only had one goal to show for it. Hugo Ekitike with an absolute blinder of a goal. Beautiful goal. Very wonderfully taken. First half ends, you think Liverpool should have definitely been more than 2 up with all the opportunities and the attacking they were doing. Second half starts, 4 minutes in, Hugo Ekitike in the penalty box, lays it off for Cody Hakpo, slots it in, 2-0. Then there comes a bit of a complacency. For the next 10 to 15 minutes, Bournemouth's getting into the game. I don't know what Andoni Iraola told them, but they started getting into the game. They started spreading out the play. Antoine Semenyo started becoming more aggressive. Unfortunately, Antoine Semenyo got racially abused, which is kind of disgusting. Apparently, it was by a disabled person. I'm not even sure why they were so close to the sidelines, but that happened, and Antoine Semenyo handled it very well. And by the way, guys, that was the thing we were talking about when we did the watch along. When he went to go do the throw in, that is what happened. When he was looking back and talking, that's what happened. And that is why they actually did stop it minutes later. That's what we realized it was later on. So that was unfortunate for him. But you know what? Antoine Semenyo took that in his stride. Scored at 64 minutes. the second goal was even crazier because he ran, I don't know, 80 yards. It was very Elanga-ish against us when Forest won 1-0. He ran whatever 80 yards on the counter. The counter started from their end of their box. He just ran straight through everybody, slots it in, no problem. But here's the kicker. 88 minutes comes in, Chiesa comes in, and we're like, what is he bringing Chiesa on for? Brings in Chiesa. Chiesa scores the winner, or what we thought was the winner at 88 minutes. But then, what happened? Then what happened, guys? Cross came in. Chiesa had taps it in from inside the. I think he was right near the six yard box actually. What happened in the end? Bournemouth tried to push for an equalizer. They get countered. Salah's on the other end, 1-on-1, and Wataru Endo finds the ball, beautifully finds the ball in, and excuse me, Salah does the rest. Um, Another thing I would like to say, at the end of the match, they were singing Jota's name, and Mohamed Salah was absolutely shattered. Absolutely shattered. Uh, he clearly was off during the whole game. He was quite, until that goal he did, I don't think he did anything, honestly. I thought all the work was being done by Ekitike. I thought Ekitike had a great game. I thought Gakpo had a great game. I thought Frimpong and Kirkes had a horrible game. Kirkes with some criminal tackles, honestly criminal tackles, had to be shipped off. Yeah, so luckily he got through that, scores a goal. They sing Jota's name. He's completely shattered. He's completely in tears after the game's over. Heavy game for the Liverpool players, but they got through. They got through. They did in traditional Liverpool fashion, pulled it out from the brink, and yeah, they ended up getting 3 points. That was a fun game. The second half was really fun. The first half was quite dominating. They only had 1-0 to show for it. The second half had proper ups and downs. It was a great opening game for the week. I'll just take your chats, and then we will get to the game everyone's talking about. Would like nothing more than United embarrassing Turkey at Emtihad. Next time he should keep his mouth shut, fingers crossed. I mean, listen, man, it is what it is. He scored a goal on debut. That's what we have to. How many FPL leagues you can join? You can join as many as you want. As many as you want. Their defense is empty, and if Madrid takes Konate, they will be finished. Tell you what was there. Frimpong. Oh, Frimpong might actually be worse at defending than Trent. And that's really saying something. If you guys know me, that's really saying something. So, Real Madrid are playing Osasuna. I don't know, man. Osasuna? What is the predicted lineup? There's no predicted lineup here. Let's hold on a minute. We'll get there. According to Fichajes, Manchester United now considering the option of presenting a proposal of 69.1 million for Eduardo Camavinga. Okay. So Manu's too cool for the brace. Ishan, I've been saying it for a bit now. I think he made a big mistake in re-signing. He re-signed his contract when people were coming looking for him. I think Spurs were looking for him. I think we were looking for him. I think he made the biggest mistake re-signing with them. That might be a bias, but he didn't have to sign with us. I think his mistake was him re-signing, because now they're just going to go 70 million, 80 million, 90 million. I think Real Madrid's gonna do a cheeky 2-0, man. This Osasuna squad, I mean, they still have Ante Budimir there. A lot of these players are all right. I don't think they're gonna give Real Madrid trouble today. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a very comfortable win for Real Madrid. Wake up to game week. 100 plus languages, but bro spoke facts. Is it was Salah instead of Cunha? We definitely got a penalty. Reindeer apparently played attacking midfield, as his job is to carry pass, shoot, while Cass Ugarte are both disruptors. If you're going to compare, get your facts straight. Oh, who are we talking? Oh, Ayush said something. Okay, sorry. I was wondering what I said. I didn't even say anything, but yes. Drunk Grandpa. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, Drunk Grandpa. Your 2 cents on Spurs. I mean, it was Richarlison's goals were crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a contender for Puskas, the second goal for sure. Uh, Quite dominant. Good start for Kudus. Um, Richarlison being fit more would be great. I think he has a good goal to start ratio for Spurs. I think all in all a solid win, but honestly I didn't expect anything less drunk grandpa because we think Burnley is going to finish last, and I think I either said 3-0 or 4-0. I don't remember. I said 4-0 for City and they did score 4. Some people said 5-0 even. 4-0 City, 3-0 Spurs. I got those two bang on. So not that surprised. The goals weren't surprising. The goals were exciting though, for sure. I want to say that we don't have mids that can carry the ball forward, dribbling 2-3 players. Okay. Because the system that we play doesn't require players to carry too much. We need progressive passers who cover ground. Rewind 15 minutes, yes, he did discuss it, sure. By the way, isn't Liverpool totally screwed if any one of Van Dijk or Konate gets a knock? So I was on the channel with Lala, kicking it with Lala. Do subscribe, Liverpool creator. And I told him, I don't. I think so. The question, I think someone in the chat asked, do they have good seasons in them left? And I said, I think Salah and Van Dijk have one more good season, and I think they both leave next year. Lala said he's pretty sure Salah leaves. I said I think they signed. I think they re-signed because they saw what happened to Trent, and they might have not liked doing it, or they preferred not to do it. So I think they both signed. What was it? A 2+1. I think after this year they both leave. That is what I think. Especially if they end the season well, I think they will leave. So I definitely think they're screwed either way. Konate leaving. If Konate leaves, I don't know. Maybe Van Dijk will feel like he shouldn't leave. But Destroy, I have a feeling they're both going to not be there next season. So let's see how that. Well, Konate is not going to be there no matter what. This year, next year, same thing. Van Dijk leaving, they're going to be in real trouble, man. Because Frimpong, and if Kirkes keeps tackling like that, he's going to get sent off for sure. I mean, the second tackle he got the yellow card for was bad, but the first tackle I thought was way worse, way worse. And on his old players too, man, they're quite scumbaggy, I have to say. Very very rash tackles, but they could be in real trouble. Why both of our goalkeepers donkeys? Well, because everyone thought they were better than our old goalkeeper because our old goalkeeper was old school, George. So this is the price we pay. This is the price we pay for the choices we make in life. Semenyo would have gotten offers from so many clubs, especially now that the left wing marks so good. Yeah, but Ishan, this is what I'm saying, right? He did get offers from Spurs and he did get offers from United or interest from United. And I think much like Van Dijk and Salah, I think he felt obligated to Bournemouth, so he signed a new contract. The problem with that is he lost his luster because everyone knew they were going to get robbed. If he was worth 50, they were just going to say 70. And not because not because Nicholas Jackson and all these people got due to Jamie Gittins and all you had to pay 50 for them. Because this was before all of that. This was before we found out that the winger market's going to be this expensive this year. So he signed a contract back then. So he just pushed himself to 70 and people weren't interested, man. Daniel James had a bigger impact at United than Sancho and Garnacho combined and Anthony. That's what I said, George Muscle. I'll get into real trouble for it, but it's true. He's also one of the very few players we actually sold at a profit. How do you like them apples? Probably has more goals and assists than both of them too, actually. Sometimes you don't need a flashy player to be effective, but a lot of people don't understand that. That was the point of my initial comment. We don't have any options left. Okay, if goes to Besiktas, Ole and Bencho duo will be deadly. But he already said no to Besiktas. Sorry to ruin your day, Vedant. He's already said no. Rasputin, love that. Mark Gay needs playing time. I think it's not a good deal because he's just warming bench. He should be in the England squad. Rasputin, I'm 100% sure Gay is going to get game time. If you read what everyone's saying about Gay and him wanting to leave Crystal Palace, he'd be a fool to play behind Konate and Van Dijk. So something is going on that we are not aware of. That's what I think. Nathan, do you feel we should have gotten only one instead of mbeumo and Cunha? Well, Dhruv, this is the interesting topic, right? Because this is what I was saying. It's like people are saying we needed 10s, but we have 10s. It's just 10s that you don't think are good enough, but we still have them and we can't sell them. because I don't like this fact that everyone's throwing Bruno under the bus. It's not Bruno doesn't choose where he gets to play. A lot of people are saying Bruno had a bad game. Bruno ran the most in the whole team yesterday. Well, he runs more than most of all the teams anyway. I think he ran the most period between both teams. I think so. And people will say that's because he's playing deeper, but he actually just runs even when he's not playing deeper. And I didn't think he had a bad game. He made 40. He made 46 out of 54 passes. He did not take any shots, which people complain about. He did not take any shots from distance, or he didn't take shots at all. And he laid off Dogu, and Dogu hit the post. He would have got an assist from deep in midfield. So I think we have to watch a few more games to determine this. But we should have gotten only Mbeumo, Cunha. Well, as you guys know, I wanted Mbeumo, but technically we bought Cunha first. So probably we wouldn't have got Mbeumo then. Yeah, I think we should have gotten only one of them because we have many of them and we can't get rid of any of them. So we could have used that money for someone else for sure. But Reinders is the wrong example for that kind of play. Okay, fine. Destroy is talking to Ayush, by the way. Did you watch Espanyol take the W over Atletico despite them having a good transfer window? Atletico Madrid lost? Anyway. We have tens of tens. Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? A little bit. We do. It does feel that way. My only problem in Bruno might tarnish his reputation playing in mid. But this is the same problem you have is the same problem I have, Drew. But at the end of the day, he's not picking himself. No, so what's he supposed to do about it? Fans are. Dude, I'm not even joking, right? I'm not even joking. I saw yesterday go. Me watching Cunha after one game makes me realize that this is the end of Bruno. And I was like, I was like, oh God, help me. They were playing in the same position for different teams for the last 5 years. And now they're comparing him to Bruno at 31. I was like, oh, I can't deal with this, man. I can't. It's so sad. It's our own fans, man. Our own fans. It's really sad. Can we fans hire? I don't think we can. We need other players, right back, DM, second goalkeeper. What did I tell you guys? Did I not tell you guys he's going to start Dallo? Did I not tell you guys he's going to start Mount? Even after buying Sesko, no, we still started Mount. What did I tell you guys? He has favorites, but people don't want to acknowledge that because they go give him a chance, give him time. He didn't play Menu again. Bro, how are we not playing Menu with a team like this? I don't understand. I think Amram needs a hybrid of an inside forward and 10, not a standalone player. Bro, what? Drew, I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever the hell he needs, we have spent 200 million on 3 players. He has to figure it out. He can't just keep spending money because he can't figure things out, man. It becomes like Arteta, doesn't it? It becomes like Arteta. Arteta, everyone's like, see, I don't want to speak for people, but I've heard it a lot ago. They needed to get rid of the people. They needed to get rid of the people. They got rid of the people. It's been 5 years. We have to figure out a better way. That's it. It's not a shot on any club. We have to figure out our own better way. It's as simple as that. We cannot just keep selling players to sell players. And we definitely cannot sell them at a loss to prove some kind of point. There's no point. We are losing out financially. There's just no point. Yeah, he ran second most. If both teams come out, only Odegaard ran more there. There you go. There you go. Bruno is the highest chance creator in this week. 5 chance. People think that, but that's what I'm saying. See, Ayush, I don't even care if people think Bruno plays shit. But this recency bias, no, is really disappointing. I'm seeing people do Cunha highlights and go, look how fast he is, look how progressive passes he is. Okay, so tell me which season did Cunha play that he outperformed Bruno? Then people will say he plays for a worse team. Yeah, but it's really sad. It's coming from our own club fans. That's all I'll say about that. I won't do it again and again. I've seen the match 3 times. First time I felt like United did well, but second time I felt there's a lack of positioning, and third one felt the tactics to defend killed Bruno's game. You're probably all right. I think we played well. We absolutely outstatted them in everything, Rasputin. And people say stats is not everything, but I'll tell you right now, and Ishan's here in the chat, you can ask him yourself, or he'll respond. There is no way people thought we were going to have over 60% of the possession after 90 minutes. After 90 minutes. There is no there's no Arsenal fan that thought we would have 3 times more attempts on goal. Honestly. Now I'm not saying what the result is. I'm not talking about I'm talking about how we performed as a whole. There's not one Arsenal fan that would, if I told Arsenal fans today that we are going to have 3 times the attempts you have, they will laugh at us. Almost every United fan thought we were going to set up to defend. We didn't do that. We didn't do the. I'm sure you have seen it 3 times. I'm sure you'll agree. At no point of time in that match we looked like we were set up to defend. These are all changes he made. I don't know if you saw my video, Rasputin. I said it there. I should have been, what would have been a very disappointing review, my first ever review for the season, by the way, after 4 years on the channel, because I don't want to be negative. But I decided this year I'm going to do it to work the algorithm, to have a conversation with people watching my channel, as much as I like live streams. There is not one person who would have thought we would have done that well. And that is if you go back and you see my review, you'll understand what I mean by that. Atletico got battered because they were just trying to wrestle rather than score. Well, some things never change, no? Doesn't matter how much money you throw at them. Hey, Yoshikage. I think the season is the last for Simeone after transfer market. They have their transfer market is better than both Barca. But Uzair, this is the thing, right? They love him there. They love him there. He has to do something really bad to warrant a get out. Like, that is just the truth. He can finish third for the next 5 years in a row and run his contract out now and he won't get sacked. I'm telling you honestly. I don't like Simeone. I have no problem against Atletico. I just don't like Diego Simeone. It's a long story. We don't need to get into it. He could finish if he has 3 years left on his contract and he could finish third every single season, he will be here till his contract's over. Because that's how much he's loved by that club and its fans. He has to do something so bad, no, that everyone calls for his head and people are not going to call for his head. Do you think not focusing on right wing back might hurt us? Because sometimes I've seen Mbeumo tracking so much back. I saw Dallo higher than him. Ahmad and Dallo both aren't fit enough to play right wing. Ahmad right wing, Dallo is right wing. So now this is my hot take, bro. I'm sure you're quite aware of how fond I am of Ahmad. But I thought when Ahmad came on, he was worse than Dallo. Now people will say he's way better than Dallo. I'm not talking about on a footballing sense. I am talking about what we saw. I actually saw an actual connection between Dallo and Mbeumo. Mbeumo is not looking fully sharp yet. So it is what it is, right? That is going to come with its own issues. But I saw him using Dallo's width. Dallo went out and crossed the ball. Now listen, you can think what you want about the crosses. I'm not going to dispute that. But we saw crosses. The moment Ahmad came in, who I actually think was taking crosses for Sunderland, was taking free kicks for Sunderland, scored free kicks for Sunderland. He's cutting inside. He's getting in Mbeumo's way. He's not passing the ball. He's taking shots. Now you tell me something. One of the complaints we all don't like about Bruno, no, even me, as much as I love Bruno Fernandes, is that he just takes shots, right? Bruno took no shots in 90 minutes at all. Ahmad came in at 60, 70 minutes and started shooting. Ugarte came in at 75 minutes and started shooting. So, first of all, I don't know why Ugarte is shooting at all, period. That is a whole nother subject. But what I'm trying to say is, it clearly seems like Dallo and Mbeumo have something going. At least they'll use Dallo's width. If Ahmad plays like that, like how he played in the Europa League final and like this, because now it's 2 games he's done it, we have to call a spade a spade. This is not good enough. And Ahmad's going to start catching heat too. And people are like, one change next week, Ahmad for Diallo. And Ahmad for Dallo. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Ahmad was actually worse than Dallo for the role you're supposed to play. And I was really confused. And I love Ahmad, but I'm not gonna take anybody's side this season. That's another thing I've made a promise. I'm going to call everybody out. I'm not saying they were perfect. I'm not even saying they're good. But you guys in the chat tell me, am I the only one honestly that thought that Diallo did worse than Dallo yesterday. Because to me, crosses were flying in from Dallo. And we didn't get one cross from Ahmad. He was there for 25 minutes on the pitch. You can't blame Mbeumo because Mbeumo was on the pitch with Ahmad and he gave him the ball out wide. I don't know. Don't go against Amram now. We can't get Frank. No, I'm not going against him, dude. I said let's get Frank before we even knew we were going for Amram. Much like Mbeumo, I said let's go for Frank. When we found out publicly that they were chasing Tuchel just before the FA Cup final, which we won, I said let's go for Frank. People who have been that long on the channel know I've said that. I'm not turning on Amarim. I have told people very clearly I am not going to say Amarim out unless we are really low in the table by January or we finish below 10th at the end of the season. I am not saying Amarim out, period, at all. But I will hold him accountable. That's it. There is no Amarim out coming here from my end. Don't worry. It's not happening. Do you also rate Bruno a bigger legend than Ronaldo? I saw a reel today. Damn it. Don't listen to that. That's nonsense. Even Bruno wouldn't tell you that, Sheikh. These people just try to rage bait people. Don't waste your time. That Ugarte over menu substitution was so diabolical. Bro, like, this is what I'm saying, George. We made substitute. Okay, another thing. I'm so glad. Thank you, George. Another thing that I don't know if I said in my review or not, because, I was a little nervous because I'm not used to talking directly. Just talking. We made substitutions with the players that we actually thought should have started the game, like Sheshko, like Mainu, right? And we actually ended up playing worse. And I was like, wait, hold on a minute. These are the players we wanted to start the game. And with these players on the pitch, we are looking worse. Make it make sense. Yes, it is the opening game. Fine, whatever. But why are we looking worse? Ahmad had a preseason with us. Ugarte had a preseason. I mean, we barely played him, but he was here. Like, why are we looking worse with these players? Sheshko, listen, Sheshko, I thought he had a better debut than Gyökeres, and he came on only for 20 minutes. But that is irrelevant. I was so confused. We actually started playing worse, and I was like, I don't get it. And then we're bringing on Maguire instead of another attacker with 15 minutes left, and I'm like, what are we doing? We're doing the Spurs thing all over again. It's crazy. With each passing day, I get worried about Menu with him being his last year contract. Exactly. Do you think we should sign Arteta as Amarim's assistant after he gets sacked this season? I actually think he's going to get a good job with a lot less stress. I know, Nate, just joking. Oh no, I'm just saying though, dude, because a lot of people think I'm already on the Amarim out bandwagon. So I just want to be clear. There are some new subscribers even, so I just want to tell them that Dallo was better than Ahmad this game. Thank God, dude, because I really thought I was the only one. People were saying next week we change Dallo for Diallo, and I'm like, okay, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased. I don't know maybe I'm seeing the wrong thing. Who knows? The problem is we were using the right side too much because of Mbeumo, I guess. I hope we use that left side more too because of Dogu got one chance, he took it and that came from Bruno. And his cross for Mbeumo's point was yes, which was a beautiful save by David Raya. Very David De Gea-esque, if you know, you know. Yeah, well said, bro. I agree. And I think the reason we didn't use the left side is because we had Mount there instead of Cunha. I think Cunha would have pushed out wide. Mount was trying to keep the passes in tight. And listen, Mount didn't have a bad game, right? But Cunha is supposed to be playing there. Then I heard a take today that we are going to play Bruno and Mount in the middle, and I'm like, oh my god. I was like, oh, if that works, no, Amorim has created a miracle in front of our eyes. Honestly. Yep, I agree. Ahmad was worse than Dallo. Thank God. I mean, I genuinely thought I was the only one who thought that. We know how big fan you are of Frank and Brentford. Oh, absolutely love Frank, man. Well, I can't love him anymore, but yeah, man, the Brentford loss also was really heartbreaking. Although even I like Forest a little bit, but yeah, that Andrews guy is not going to last very long, isn't it? Don't you think Amorim should change his system? The squad United have is completely different from the system he wants to play. It will take 2-3 windows minimum to get right profile and all spot. Well, this is a fantastic W in the chat for Ishan because he's an Arsenal fan. He could just laugh at us losing, but he actually wants to have the conversation, which is brilliant. This is the way I have been told, Ishan, because I've been saying this since he got here. He's using the formation to get rid of the players he doesn't want or cannot play in it. Now, this sounds like a really cool thing to do before hindsight kicks in, because every lot of people are fed up about our old players and think they're not good enough. Now the problem with this is people assume Amarim is going to do well enough where he gets 2 3 windows. And I believe, and people in the chat obviously can correct me if I'm wrong here, the 15th place has proven that he does not have that kind of time. If he finished 10th, Ishan, if he finished 9th, 8th, 9th, 10th, even just outside of Europa, I think there's a lot of people in this chat, and maybe even me. I don't think I would, but maybe even me, because hindsight's wonderful, right? We can say we knew it. I think we would say exactly what you're saying is give him another season, let him get rid of more players, and we'll see what's what. But the thing is, we finished 15th. And at the beginning of the season, and I'm sure people in the chat will agree with me here, or they can disagree and they can put it in the chat as well. We ended up buying really good players that actually played most of the season last year. So we technically upgraded from the places we wanted to upgrade with the players we have bought, but we have done worse. We have done half, we have done double as bad. We finished 8th and then we finished 15th with an upgrade, with upgrades to the team, right? Upgrades, whatever, however you'd want to say it, with upgrades, better players coming in. And I think that is what has changed everyone's mentality. I think everyone is like, if we finish in the bottom 10 with even all these players, plus the whatever the new additions we got last season, Amarim has to go. Otherwise, I think this is exactly what it would be, Ishan. I think if we didn't spend as much money and we kept getting upgrades and we were remotely in and around Europe or at least close to qualifying for, I think this conversation is different. I think when we finish 15th, I think everyone goes, man, he's got one more season. He got some more players to add to his quote unquote system. Now he's got Dogu, he's got two tens, he's got Sheshko, he's got 4 players, you know. He's got Delict, who he likes, he's got Dallo, who allegedly he likes. I would say he's got Mount, which he also likes. So he has a bunch of players he likes now in the team that start every game. So the excuses are kind of running out, Ishan. If people disagree with me, do let me know in the chat for sure. I support Amrim. I never said Amrim out. I will call someone some mistake he does. Exactly. Perfect, Yoshi. That's how we should do it. Shashko, I won't judge him that much. Attempted header and won the ball aerially when Bayandir was targeting him. I guess he won 2 out of 3. Yes. So one thing I know people are disappointed Bayandir, but I will say this: if you take away that goal, which I thought was a foul, I said it in my preview. I'm not saying it now because Ishan's here to troll or anything. You can go see the review, I should say, not preview, the review of the match. I said it. I said it doesn't matter because, and the reason it doesn't matter is we are going to get those decisions and we're not going to get those decisions. Last year, Arsenal got a bunch of red cards, which I thought were red cards, and Arsenal fans didn't think they were red cards, like the Declan Rice one, which was hilarious, really, but it was a red card. A lot of people thought it wasn't, which is absolutely fine. That's just going to happen. I don't know how they didn't review the Cunha foul from Saliba. To me, from the back especially, it looked like he didn't get the ball at all. It's over with. The game's done. We lost. I'm happy with the team played. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'm just saying it because because a lot of people got really pissed off at Bayandir, and I feel like Bayandir took more chances, looked slightly more comfortable playing out from the back. He couple of times he took a little too long to release it. I didn't like that, but he looked more comfortable. And the long balls, I'm so glad Bro said it, not me. I thought his long balls were actually more accurate. I thought he was finding the players a lot better. I'm glad Bro said it, not me, because I was just, that is something that I thought in my head while we were doing the watch along. I'm sure people in the chat will remember that. And the one thing I noticed is he was actually landing the ball in and around the player he was trying to shoot at. So that was the nice thing about Bayandir. The goal was unfortunate one way or the other. 3-4-3 dog water. Selzugate. Okay. Selzugate. Hey Shreyas, how are you? We haven't spoken of. I hope you didn't forget me. I have not, Shreyas. Absolutely not. Hope everything's well. How I believe you're back in college now. I haven't seen you a while. So how's law going? I guess you'll find out if I remember you or not now, based on that question. All of ETH signing was shit. Xerxes, Zoro. Well, I don't know if Yoro was shit. Yoro, Delit, Meza were any your signings. Fair enough. Fair enough. Xerxes seems like a Dutch connection thing. Mazraoui did play with him at Ajax. Deligt did play with him at Ajax. I don't know, George. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. I don't know. Fair enough. W says was there. Um, yeah, I have seen enough of your streams to understand you have a very big Bruno fan. You can't be objective about it. Okay. I don't think that's true. I guess we're going to find out, Abhijit. I guess we're going to find out with my reviews every week. I hope I am, but I guess we'll find out. So if Raya wasn't there, we would have won. Arsenal's defense one of the best. Yeah, Arsenal was super tight in defense, dude. It was always going to be tough. That's what makes the attempts and makes the shots on target even more people wouldn't have predicted it. Even more unpredictable for the people to even fathom it happened. You know, the Arsenal's been that solid last year. But yes, Mountain Bruno's two DMs. Damn, it's same as turning Chalanoglu, turning him from a cam to CDM. But Chalanoglu had that passing accuracy and players around him physical presence. Remember, bro, I told you Collier is going on loan, and you were very upset. Collier went on loan to West Bromwich. Remember, if we play Mount and Bruno in the middle, remember I told you this. Of course, Dallo was better. Dallo was defending better, and his progressive passes were better. While Ahmad, on the other hand, left defensive space open just to go up and scuttle around, not crossing the ball. Oof, Destroyer's coming with the heat today. Bruno with those risky passes, deep line playmaker, we would get cooked by even fucking Everton. Bro, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that, bro. Did you see Everton yesterday? Leeds had 27 attempts on goal. I don't know about that. Everton's pretty bad right now. Although, Bruno did find mbeumo with a couple of long passes as well. But I hear you. For sure. He's a negative football manager, Nathan. By ain't attacking football. He gave up his philosophy time ago. The job is too big for him. It's clear now. I mean, let's see, man. We'll see. We'll find out, Abhijit. I'm telling you right now. If we finish below 10, the whole fan base is going to say he's sacked. I'm telling you right now, 100%. You can write it down. Except that goal Binder was okay. He can do better. Let's see about the goalkeeper case exactly. People were so harsh on Binder. I'm like, after the goal, what wrong did he do? I felt like his passing was better and he was a little more daring and he was willing to move the ball out instead of doing nonsense. But again, it is what it is. People see the game differently. It's absolutely fine. PJ don't hate United, Arsenal, Liverpool. They just hate football in general. Take care, Aish. Take care. Let's keep buying this just for pens, just like how Netherlands used to bring him a new number one. George, but we must be in for one, na? That's the thing. But I loved how Amarim defended him. Shout outs to Amarim. I love that. I love how he defended him. You saw how he was he was fire. It looked like he was burning a hole through that reporter's face. He was like, "What did you say? Why? Why? Do you remember which team? Do you remember that game?" I was like, oh, "What's happening over here, man? What's happening?" I think he knew we should have we should have gotten at least a point out of the game. I think he looked really frustrated, but I think he was pleased with how we played. So that is some good fire out of him, man. I like that. I like that. I don't normally watch the interview, but I saw the clip everywhere. So that trended very well when you see the clip randomly. Bayandir was good with his feet, but yeah, we need a good shot stopper because now I don't think we need our goalkeeper to be playing with his feet. Too late for that, isn't it, bro? If you know, you know. If you get what I'm saying. Too late for that, sadly. A goalkeeper like Vicario, profile a cheap option, but oh boy, what an option for them. Hey, Mohammed. Hello. Karan's here. What do you actually think of Ugarte, Menu? And if Toby Collier was here out of these three, who could step up in that particular position? To be honest, none of them suitable. What do you think? Well, Karan, honestly, if we're going to be honest about it, I feel like Collier would have been a scapegoat. So Collier, you can't even add into it. You don't pick him for any kind of game, and then you want him to play the role full time. I think that is absolutely unfair. In a generation where everyone goes, give him time, give him time, give him time, let him adjust, let him mature. It would be super unfair to do that to Collier. Either we should have sent him on loan last year, which was not Amarim's fault, obviously. Amarim wasn't here at the beginning. We could have sent him on a loan in January. We did not. You could throw that at Amarim, but he definitely couldn't control it. I'll give you a little update on Collier if you guys don't know. He went to West Brom. He came on at 87 minutes. West Brom beat Wrexham 3-2. They were comfortably winning 3-1, but I think I think like just before the match ended, Wrexham pulled one back. So it was 3-2. Collier played about 5-10 minutes of the game. Ethan Wheatley starts for Northampton Town. I know nobody's asking me. I'm just letting people know. And the good news, at least I think the good news is Karan, and this might answer one of the questions in the chat. Radik Vitek has played 2 games for Bristol City, which is, by the way, not a big championship side. By the way, I know people will try to hype it up now. They're not a big championship side, much like how Carreras went to Preston. They are currently fourth, which is only 2 games in, so it means nothing. But I will say this: one clean sheet and 1 goal conceded in 2 games. He played both games. He's only conceded 1 goal. So this is what I'm talking about. The last time we sent players to the championship, we did well. Ahmad and Carreras. This year we sent Collier and what's wrong with me? Vitek. Fingers crossed, Karan. They could obviously not work out. Not everyone does. But I like this. And you know what's so funny about that? You know why I mention it, Karan? Because those are the positions we currently need to buy players in. And the reason I am saying this is I think this could be a complete fan theory, this could be complete nonsense. But the fact that he didn't sell Vitek this year, extended Tom Heaton's contract, and we might not get a goalkeeper because we can't get rid of our crap, makes me think that Radek Vitek is going to be in the team next season. If you just connect all those dots, I think there's a real possibility. If Radek Vitek does really well at Bristol, this is possible. Think about that for a second. You can clip it up to remember it. You can write it down, whatever. But this is my theory on that. Funny enough, why am I bringing that up? Because Collier again, Cass might leave next year. A lot of people think Bruno will leave next year because he'll only have 1 year left on his contract. We are still very interested in signing Kobe Mainu still, a new contract. We lose 2 of our midfielders. We didn't get Baliba. Might get Agume. Collier's in the championship. It's so funny how the 2 player positions we currently need are 2 people that are gone on loan. And you know, the reason I say that is the last 2 people that went to the championship were in 2 positions we needed too. We needed a quote unquote backup for Anthony, and we needed a new left back because Shaw was injured all the time. Just a theory. Think about that for a second. Balwinder is better than Onunu, but the world is far better than. Last summer looked like the ETH window, but it was Ineos scoring the shots. That's why Scott got sold. Yeah. Well, to be fair to Eric Ten Hag, he didn't want him gone, did he? He basically said that later on, like a month later. But yeah, Lunin saw the whole match of Leeds and Everton. Man, I saw prime Sean Dyche ball, but the tackles of Leeds players in the Everton half. Oh man, 2-3 players jumping on that one Everton player. They lack finishing. Bro, I don't know why, but I feel Arsenal win the PL this year. There will be games against you, but if you still grind and get the 3 points, those help you win the league. Yes, many a team has won the league based on that footwork. I couldn't agree with you more. That's very possible. In fact, a lot of people's takeaway from the game is that it's like these are the games that you win that end up helping you win the league, which is a great point. It's very possible that could be the case. I think we don't get a keeper. Let's try Bindir more than we did last 2 years. We only played him 2. Yeah, Yoshikage, one more thing I want to say, right? Someone got really mad at me in the in Mohawk stream last week when we were talking about this. And someone, I mean, rightfully so, people are frustrated about the goalkeeper, right? They said, what have you seen in Bindir? What on earth makes you choose Bindir over Onana? The first thing that came to my mind, right? The first thing that came to my mind was, how many games of Bindir have you seen stitched together? Like, how many games has he played in a row? Because my defense was going to be that, and it was going to be seconded by this. When Onana was struggling every game, people said it's his first season. So they waited the whole season to determine if he's going to do well or not. But Bindir gets 2 games. Did he even get 2 games in a row? Did he even get 2 games in a row since he's been here? So when people ask me what on earth makes me think Bindir is better than Onana, my first answer is he cannot be possibly worse. And then I give these 2 excuses. Also, Bindir is younger than Onana. But that's what I thought. I like that by his style of footy, he's the proper manager. Let's bring DDG. Yeah, that's not happening. He signed a 3-year contract, George. He should have done that when he was a free agent this year. There was a time when he was a free agent and he signed a 3-year contract with Fiorentina. That game, by the way, reminded me of the 1-3 at the Emirates where De Gea pulled out a generational performance. You know, sure you can appreciate De Gea more when you see goalkeepers do these kind of performances. If they imagine if Donnarumma said yes to us, we could have bought two world-class goalkeepers for just 55 million. 30 million for Donnarumma, 25 for Lemans. Present and future would have been secured. Well, it's really funny you say present and future, dude, because Donnarumma is just 26. I mean, he looks 40, but that's a whole nother subject altogether. And Lemans, I believe, is 21. So there's not that much of an age. I think it's the same age difference between Bayindir and Onana. Maybe it's more for these two, because if you really think about it, like eventually if you're a goalkeeper worth your salt, you're not going to be doing that either. But I hear you, Footpost. It's a very good possibility, of course. Don't you think Edison will be better than Baliba for Man United? Mohammed, honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think the mistake we make now is trying to buy players from outside of the league. I think this year, just by our one performance, yes, it's only one performance. I feel like we need people who are much more suited to the league. I think we will perform better as a whole. It's good we send Collier on loan. West Brom, he can do great. He'll play in some more matches. Of course, Yoshikage. I completely agree. But people weren't happy, right? Because people were hoping Collier would be in the midfield and help us out this year. It is what it is. By the way, we still aren't going for goalkeeper this summer. Gladly pay Binder over Onana because Onana has been waved off for his mistakes. Amarim has been constantly backing him. Would gladly see Binder. Second it. I'd gladly see you in goal, dude, and I haven't even seen your face. That's how fed up I am. That would be cool, yes. Keep in mind, guys, Collier and our goalkeepers in the championship. Just remember, if they both make the promotion up next season, we saw it. We saw it first. Like the mbeumo 18 months ago. We saw it first. Yeah, Arush, what's up? How is your project going, dude? How did it go? I believe you're done with it. So how did it go? Because Onana, with the level of delusion he has, is on par with Sancho, thinking they are too good to be not playing at teams of Turkish league in Monaco in the case of Onana. You said it, not me, friend. You said it, not me. I don't think Kobe suits that midfield, but when we are losing a match with Mainu has been absolutely clutch for us in the dying minutes, but the manager didn't bring him on. That's where I draw it. Yeah, I feel the frustration. They say I saw a guy, he said Casemiro played great. I said, no, did the performance of Ugarte was that bad? Exactly, Yoshikage. That is the correct answer to that. That is the correct answer to that point. Well said. A lot of people said Casemiro played well. And by the way, just for the record, he didn't play bad. But Ugarte was significantly worse. Let's put it that way. I think Bruno leaving might fund the Baliba deal, i.e., if we do well that is this season, because there will be other clubs in for Baliba next season. Yeah, possible. So Nathan Amram has lost 15 games. Here we go. Rajiv's here. Has lost 15 games in his 28 Premier League matches. It's the fourth most by any manager, excluding promoted side. It's a very bad stat. It's not a great stat for sure, Rajiv, but this is what it is, right? This is what we signed up for. We signed a manager, and the manager agreed. It's a two-way street. That's how a contract works. The manager agreed to manage a side that has never played a system in a club that has never played a system ever, with players that have never played a system. So this is the outcome of that, Rajiv. The Anish Protocol. Nice name. I saw Bruno Heatmap. I was shocked. He's everywhere. And Mason Mount's first half against Arsenal is the best 45 minutes in United. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying, right? Why are you shocked he's everywhere, Anish? Everybody leaves gaps and no. Okay, Anish, can I ask you something? Okay, guys, hold on a minute. Okay, don't type in anything, please. Just don't type in anything. Okay, just answer this one question for me right now. And I'm not saying Anish is complaining about it. By the way, I want to be clear. Because he said this, right, and I saw it, I want to ask someone a question. So you guys just don't type in anything, just hear what I'm about to say, okay, please. Does anyone think Bruno runs all over the place because we leave ourselves completely open defensively, because we overcommit and we do not have the ball playing ability to to run past people in tight spaces. We saw Mbeumo and Cunha do it. Our players before that never really did it like that. So I'm not talking about yesterday's game, the day before's game, because we did it. I'm talking about before that. Everybody leaves it open, and Bruno's everywhere because Bruno's trying to cover up for everybody else's mistakes. Not saying Bruno's perfect, Bruno misplaces passes, he does all that for sure. But ever wonder that heat map is like that because people leave so many gaps in between. If you saw, I bet you can see a similar heat map for him when we played under Solskjaer. I bet you can see a similar heat map when we played under Eric Ten Hag when he was playing in front. We have not been good with the ball, period. We do not take on players as well. We lose the ball a lot. We make a lot of wrong decisions in when we should take on players, and our passes are not great. And I think that is why his heat map was everywhere. Now, I'm not saying you said anything negative, Anish. I'm just saying, does anyone else think that way? Because I want to know. I feel like his heat maps everywhere because a lot of people lose the ball a lot, including Bruno. But the difference is no one is there to cover Bruno's mistakes most of the time because Bruno is the one who normally makes a mistake much further ahead of the pitch. I'm worried about Mainu. If Amram doesn't use him often, Ineos might as well sell him. Well, dude, we can't really sell him. He's in his last year. We have to sell him in 2 weeks or we have to sell him in January. There's no other alternative. Yeah, dude, bro didn't even play 2-3 games in a row. Let bro play. At least we know Onana's back. Thoda sa to regular game time de sakte hai. Exactly, Yoshikage. That's it. No one's even telling him to play the whole season. Give him a few games though. Nathan, is there no way we can delete her? We cannot get rid of the pineapple head, unfortunately. We cannot. Report was amazing. Appreciate you. No problem, no problem. You see Casemiro play and think Ugarte can play better. Then you see Ugarte play and think Casemiro can play better. It's like that, exactly. It's actually like that. Reason there are gaps in the midfield are because Bruno goes running like headless chicken when not required and then gets to every corner of the pitch to overcompensate as simple as. Sure, but what about all the defensive moves he creates because people leave openings like we saw in the last game in Fiorentina. He was the last center back there, and he had to make the block because it was open goal to the Tom Heaton, I guess, was in goal for Fiorentina. Why is he the last man back? Where is there no center back on the counter? So fair enough, Pratham. Fair enough. Newcastle ने अभी तक वीसा साइन किया though they haven't actually. It's actually quite hilarious. Now Bruno has severe ADHD. I have made my peace about it. Okay, fair enough. But notice when you see his heat map, see where he's on the defensive end even. So 10 rupees ki Pepsi Bruno by. Agreed, but he's also not a player who comes deep and links up. For sure. For sure. For sure. That is not his position, Anish. That is what I'm saying. That is when I believe Rajiv asked me that question. That's what I answered him. He's playing a bunch of players out of position. In a team that's never played the position, in a club that has never played the position, with players that never played in the position. But yes, he definitely doesn't come deep and link up. You're right. Imagine facing Liverpool with Bruno and Cass in midfield. One missed pass and they'll kill us on the cover. Well, they did that already, didn't they, Pranav? They beat us 3-0. I'm pretty sure Bruno was playing with Casemiro that day, right? When Casemiro hit the back passes and then we got hammered 3-0. I'm pretty sure they were the midfield that game. He only plays big games if you notice. Arsenal away, Spurs away, NUFC away. मैं तो बोलता हूँ बेच मारो उसको. But listen, man. We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll see the improvements against Burnley. Spurs hit 3 past Burnley, right? Let's see what we can do. We don't have Burnley next. We have Fulham next. Fulham drew with Brighton 1-1. Let's see how well we play against Fulham. Last match, I was like, why didn't they start Ugarte after he came? And then I said, why Cass got subbed exactly? Yeah, I think I was genuinely shocked. I was genuinely shocked about that game. The fact that the players we wanted to start came on as substitutions made us all excited, and then we actually played worse, which is really, really disappointing. Again, it could be the first game of the season. Everyone's not sharp yet fully. To me, mbeumo didn't look sharp fully. So Let's see what happens. For sure. Fulham game will be quite telling. They're not Arsenal, of course, so we should do better. But let's see. I know sometimes Bruno releases some risky power, but Bruno is the X factor United need the most. But Anish, let's just say, for example, no, that he is complicit in all the mistakes we make. He still is being forced to be played out of position. That is like a fact that no one can deny. I have a better question to ask you, Anish. How about this? Because we never asked this question, right? Someone in the chat, you weren't, I think you're new to the channel, Anish, so welcome. But someone in the chat said, why don't we swap Bruno with Mount? Because Mount hits the ball quicker off the feet, makes the short, sharp passes better. That is a great question. Because to me, Anish, why doesn't he play other people in Bruno's position? Let Bruno play 10. Especially in the Arsenal game. We did not start Sheshko, right? So there's no excuse that someone else was taking the 10, right? So why didn't we play him in the 10 and let Mount play? I'll tell you why, Anish. And this is what I think. I think Bruno is the next best player to play in that double pivot than everyone he has. And that is why Amorim picks him. Now, I know some people are not going to like that. Some people might even get furious and say he's going to get sacked. They might be right. But I think that he knows that Bruno is just the next best person. Like, you have to keep Bruno and then whatever, you can rotate the other people if you want. I think he knows that. I don't know if he's right or not. It seems to me that he's not right. But I think for whatever he has seen them warming up, I think that's what he believes. I guess we will find out, Anish. Because there was no excuse 2 days ago to not play him in the 10. Right? Because people were like, oh, if we play Sheshko, Cunha, and Mbeumo, where does Bruno play? Well, we didn't play Sheshko. Could have easily played Bruno in the 10. We didn't. We could have easily played Menu in the 10. We didn't. A lot of people are frustrated about that. So, I guess we'll find out. Portugal, Nassar 1-2-1. But Amorim is lucky to stay. Another manager finishing 15 trophy lists at any other club would have been sacked. Even mid-table clubs sack their managers for that. Spurs sacked Ange for finishing 17. Rajiv, I'm not really disagreeing with you. I just answered your question. You know what? You're probably right. I think at the rate Potter is going, he's not going to make it to November. You're probably right, but there must be some kind of long-term plan. There must be some kind of quote-unquote vision, because I only know this, Rajiv. Someone said earlier that we should give him 2-3 years to get all the players and get rid of all the players. But, and I think that was the plan until he finished 15th. The moment he finished 15th, everyone is like, if you don't finish top 8 next season after buying all these players, take care. Thanks for coming. If he finished 8th last year, I'm telling you, people would say give him another year. Let him get more players. Let's see where we finish. Then we'll determine it. He finishes in the bottom half of the table this year. He's done. He's done. Most fans also will say he's done. Amorim shooting himself in the foot, playing Bruno is CM best output, is attacking midfielder, ignoring Menu for Ugash. Also think Mount is to have a big season ahead. Well, he's got to stay fit first, Pratham. That's the first thing I would say. From your words to his years, I hope you're right about all those things. That it just benefits us if you're right. By PDF file, Mane got red card, okay? For me, signing a midfielder is more important than signing a goalkeeper. The midfielder will involve in an open play, whereas a goalkeeper gets to kick a ball few times. This is why I said we shouldn't have sold De Gea. This is the same thought I had footballs. I said we should get rid of our 10 outfield players because they do not know how to handle distribution. Instead, we got rid of the goalkeeper first. And look, we're suffering now for 2 years. Anyway, it's done now. But yes, I had the same thought you had, footballs, initially. If anyone thinks Ugarte is anywhere near Cassie's quality, yes, stop thinking. I don't think they are near Cassie's quality, Abhijit. I think they're talking about in terms of legs, in terms of work rate, in terms of tackles. I don't think anyone thinks he's of the same quality. I mean, I definitely don't. Mbeumo by hat-trick coming. अगर ये हुआ तो नेथन भाई शेव करेंगे और So, I feel like you want a reason to study Yoshikage and you're not getting one. But we need a player like Rodri who can cover up spaces, or Bruno and himself can connect to wing back, midfield and defense. It'll require intense scouting. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks, Dave. That's for sure. It's not gonna happen in 2 weeks. He plays Mount ahead is because pressing Mount is way better than Bruno. Also, Mount plays the simple pass, the final third, unlike Bruno goes for the Hollywood and the chance of. But this is what I'm saying. No, Pratham, there'll be less of a chance of counter if he plays higher up the pitch. No, because there'll be no one to counter it with, right? And why is he not trying it? What is the harm in trying? Even if he tries it for 10 minutes, what will happen? He's not even trying it. They have to play Kobe Menu, little more at least. Sub ke baad thoda time. Yeah. If Bruno hadn't lost the ball in that manner, there wouldn't have been the corner, the Bayern mistake. We would have been here talking about a great performance, either draw. I disagree, Pratham, because at the end of the day, Saliba still fouled. Saliba still fouled Bayern and Mount. That would be a foul 50% of the time. It should be a foul 100% of the time, but it was a foul. The camera behind shows him pulling Mount's shirt fully from the back, holding Bayandi's what do you call it, saving hand, while the you can't grab onto a goalkeeper. Period. Should have been a foul. But yeah, I guess if that goal doesn't concede, I agree. I guess Menu's more technical player, not physical one. Exactly, Anish. And this is the problem, isn't it? Because now where does he play? Bro, Bayandir pass and ball distribution were top notch. Why this much hate? Because of the goal. Football highlights. I think we all can agree that he actually had a better game. He looked braver on the ball. He was making passes better. His long balls were more accurate than Onana. It's just the goal. It's just a goal, and people are fed up. It's as simple as that. Imagine Nathan United winning the PL this year, 100 points now. Unplug the PS5. Ugh. Hello, Samdesh. Dalu has a comfortable game after a long time. I mean, Ahmad looked terrible. Ash. I don't know what else to say. He looked as he didn't look as bad as the Europa League final, but he looked bad. Nothing else to say about it. It's shocking, and yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. It's kind of sad because we were kind of hoping the subs, because we wanted them to start, would play better. They actually ended up playing worse. It was absolutely shocking. And I told you, dude, he's going to start Dallo. He's going to start Mount Ash. I told you he's going to start them. It was just I saw the lineup and I was like, of course he's going to do it. Expected. By आज Jay versus Breaker देखा a winner at a Raw main event. I haven't actually seen the whole thing yet, Yoshika. I've seen only half. Thank God for Netflix. I don't have to see it. I don't have to sit there the whole time to watch it now. Much as I love Dallo, he needs to improve his ball crosses because club might will sell him next year. Bro, I think honestly, Dave, he's got to go. But it depends on who we get. We can't just sell players, dude. I mean, we'll sell him at a profit because we've got him for ages now. But we have to find some. We can't just do hipster picks, dude. We should have got Dumfries. If we got Dumfries, I don't think we are even having this conversation. But we let his buyout clause run out. Everybody let his buyout clause run out, which I thought was criminal. The fact that no one wanted to pay the discounted price for Dumfries was crazy to me. Two UCL finals in 3 years. Absolutely stunning. No one went for him. Couldn't believe it. Also, is it only me buying the passing of the back? Yeah, it's not only you, Pratap. We've been saying that. We've been saying that since we started the stream. It's not only. I thought it was also only me. I think this is the thing we solidly agree on, Pratap. Uh, I thought I was seeing things, bro. The hate for Bayern was shocking to me, but I don't know. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I know why we want a new goalkeeper, but the hate to Bayern specifically was shocking to me at least. Had that foul by Saliba been given against Liverpool or shitty, it would be 100% foul. Just because it's United was never foul, not that bad. But for us, this is what I said in the review. If you guys haven't watched it, do drop a like and do watch it. The first thing I said was, I thought it was a foul, but it doesn't matter. Because I know for a fact we are going to get calls that people will think we shouldn't get. And we are going to get calls that we are not going to get calls that people think we should get. The state of refereeing is the same. Nothing changes. So that way I'm not upset because I know somewhere down the season that's going to happen to us. And we're going to get a penalty and we're going to celebrate shamelessly. I took more out from the performance. I chose to be positive. It was really frustrating. The Cunha, to me at least, the Cunha foul by Saliba, where he doesn't touch the ball at all and sweeps the back of his leg like he's in a karate competition. That also looked like a foul. Didn't get it. I was like, okay, cool, yeah, fair enough. 100% if the reverse is going to happen to us. So it is what it is. You have to just move on. Bro, at betting odds, Man United to win the league 30 times. 5k dal do kya? 5k no, bro. You want to put. I don't condone betting, but put 1k. 5k, are you mad, bro? Like, it's not worth it. It's not that odds is not that bad. That odds is actually not that bad if you think about how horrible we have been. So people still don't think, people think we still have some kind of outside chance, dude. If it is only 30 times, well, 30 times is not great actually. 30 times will be what? Fifth best team to win the league, maybe. Um, if I don't condone betting, bro, but I wouldn't put that much money. That's what I'll say. As a Munich fan, I see Kimmich and Bruno have similar fighting mentality, which is the most X factor in the team, especially when your team is setting up a new style. But there's a reason he's playing Dallo, there's a reason he's playing Bruno, and there's a reason he's playing Mount. People, whatever reason, people will find it acceptable or not. There is a very clear reason he's being playing. All these players are playing football. You have to just deal with it. We have no choice right now. Thoughts on Gill as vice captain in Asia Cup? Bro, I just give someone more senior, man. They're throwing him in the deep end on being captain and vice captain. Too young, dude. None of our older captains were this young when they, and people will say he's that good. No, it doesn't matter, dude. I grew up watching Prime Tendulkar, dude. He ain't ever going to be better than Prime Tendulkar. Write it down. He will never ever be better than Prime Tendulkar. He'll never. That doesn't mean he's not going to be a great player or a legend. He'll never be as great as Prime Tendulkar. Prime Tendulkar was in captain of our club at 20, whatever, 2 years old. It's just too early, man. And the hype and the ads and it's just all frustrating. It's like, just let him play cricket, to give someone senior the captaincy and the vice captaincy. Why does he have to be vice captain? Why? What does that do? You think it adds 1,000 runs to his tally at the end of the year? It does not. It does not. I'm telling you right now, it does not. Just let the man play cricket, man. Just let the man play cricket. Like, people jump at everything too much in this country about cricket, dude. It's too premature. Tell me the last time someone his age was the captain of the test team for our club, for our country. Tell me, bro. And the names you're going to pick, no, are better than this player. Mark my words. It's just too soon, man. It's just too soon. But listen, bro, there's a BCCI choice. No, God bless them. They are very aggressive in pushing our talent. So, jokes aside, Casemiro cannot maintain this for the whole season. Of course, bro, I don't think he can maintain it for the next 2 months. Good game for 60 minutes, but I'm circumspect he would maintain this weekend. A lot of people say that we don't need players because we are playing one game a week. Ash, I don't agree. We will still run down players at one game a week, especially if you're going to be a high intensity and coverage of the field. Still going to run players out for sure. Best thing about the Vision faction is Seth Rollins, bro, absolutely owning his own teammate to fight Jews. Raw was dog shit every week. It's the same ending either Rollins. Yeah, Yoshika said the same thing funny enough 2 days ago. Really had a good conversation. By the time first time visiting your channel, love from Nepal. Visit Nepal once. We'll all have a good bro. Let me get out of the hood first, dude. I'd love to come to Nepal. Thank you for joining, Anish. Thank you. Hopefully we'll see you there. My post has the schedule for the streams this week. Hopefully we'll see you at one. The upgrade from this Rashford, Ghana to Cunha and mbeumo just levels 100%. 100%. He'll never ever be better than Prime Kohli, let alone that. Yeah, but you know what I mean, Rajiv. I'm not trying to this is another thing people, not you, but a lot of people they're trying to pit everyone against each other. And I'm like, bro, we all play for the same country, man. I get it if this is IPL, no, it's fun. But we're talking about the country's cricket team, bro. Like, we don't need to do this. You think we need a CM more than we need a goalkeeper, Jay? Quite honestly, as much as I can't stand that, I don't even want to say his name, dude. As much as I can't stand that fellow as our goalkeeper, I just feel that if we have a midfielder, we will at least outscore our opponents. This is what I think. I know that doesn't really translate to scoring, but I just think with some more stability in the middle, we'll have more opportunity to focus that side of the pitch, if that makes sense. As much as I can't stand up, bro, believe me, I couldn't stand him 3 months into the time we bought him. I couldn't. I didn't see anything that made him better than our prior goalkeeper. I don't want to say his name. I don't even want to put their names together, dude. I don't even want to put their names together. That's how much against it I am. Center mid will just help fast track issues attacking wise, dude. Defense, I think we can still manage. Famous last words. I might suffer for saying that, but the middle needs to be. Um, excuse me. The middle needs to be bolstered. Flat pitch bully. That reminds me of a football player. That's why I laughed. I wasn't talking about cricket, but yeah. कोट अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी ने पीएल पैरोडी मैचेस तो आएंगी जाएंगी टीम्स भी आएंगी जाएंगी लेकिन ये खराब रेफरिंग चलते रहना चाहिए जलती रहनी चाहिए नवाब of Pataudi at 22 maybe he probably but he probably deserved it. No, I don't want to participate in this. Nawab of Pataudi was when, dude? In the 60s? That's mad. But he probably deserved it. Fair enough. What was that? Like in the 60s or something? Jeez. That's a long time ago. It's a long time ago. This year, Gay for 30 million, Dumfries for 25 million, Juan Garcia for 25, Cherky for 35, Trent on free, just criminal market. Most likely, Savinho won't come here swap. We were discussing it with Nitesh, who's the City fan. Who would you bring in for Spurs? I would pick a left-footed Kratro kind of player, creator kind of player. Honestly, I'll play Eze on the wing, bro. I know y'all aren't going to play him there, but I would. He has enough X factor to make up for it. Especially Collier's out on loan now. We need a mid ASAP. I have a theory. I don't know if you were here for it, Ash, but I'll just sum it up very quickly. The last two people we sent to the championship on loan, we were players we needed to replace our starting 11. Anthony's replacement Ahmad at Sunderland and Luke Shaw because he was injury prone Carreras. This year we need a GK and a CM, and our GK and a CM are on loan to the championship. So let's see. I've called it here. I don't know how many other people have seen the link, but I've called it here. Let's see next season if I'm right or not. I don't know if you've been keeping track on the championship. Collier came on at 87 minutes for West Brom. They won 3-2. And Vitek has kept one clean sheet and only conceded one goal for Bristol City in 2 games. They are currently 4th in the championship. Ganguly was 26 when he became a test guy, and Gill is 25, somewhat similar. Yeah, but is he even as good as Ganguly? That might be a controversial one. That might be a controversial. Is he better than Dada? Is he? You have to remember, cricket was the rule set was a lot different. It was more even for the bowlers and batters as well back then. For it was. Now it is so heavily one-sided for batting. IPL made those rules. The power plays all ensured that to make cricket more fun and attacking. Because before the rules changed, there was only one person that made 200, and after the rule change, everybody else has made 200. Tendulkar was the only one, I think, pre-rules. Maybe it was. I think actually I could be wrong. I think before these power play rules, I think nobody could make 200, and then everyone did. Could be wrong. It is either Tendulkar or nobody. Tendulkar was obviously the first one to hit 200. He beat Saeed Anwar's 193. Saeed Anwar made it like in the 90s, which was you could argue was more impressive as well. But yeah. Anyway, it's in my FPL game week. Raya, Gabriel, Esteve, the Burnley, Murillo, Salatiani, Gibbs, White, Bruno. I take out Bruno, Nitesh. He's too expensive right now, and if he's playing deep, it doesn't make sense. Tyler Adams, that's interesting. Haaland, Krupi Jr., Bizot, Tarek Mitchell, Alderete, Foster. So Lyle Foster might be okay for next week. Krupi Jr. is who I also have. Bizot, I don't know. Bizot looked pretty good against Newcastle, man. Could have a goalkeeping rotation there. Tarek Mitchell. Alderete is your fifth midfielder? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alderete is your defender. Okay. 2, 3. Yeah, Alderete is a defender. Okay. Nice team. Get a GK and get a proper box-to-box midfielder. Yeah. I also thought Shaw had a good game. He did have a good game. He stays fit, which he will not. However, will play ahead of Licha and Heaven, I reckon. Wow, okay. Chunk of our fan base is now missing the. I guess you only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Not this guy, buddy. Not this guy. This guy's been missing him, dude. That's all I'll say about that. Not this guy. Just a different opinion. We are Christian by and we are not, by the way, Mandar. I just would like to be clear before I continue whatever you're about to say. We are criticizing Bayandir, but we didn't score single goal, and in my opinion, his distribution was meant if Bayandir would not have effed it up, it would have still been a draw. I think he still got fouled, Mandar, but I agree. W's in the chat for Mandar. We are all on the same page about Bayandir, which is lovely. Thank God. People were absolutely raging after the game at Bayandir. Then they see the thing where he might have gotten fouled. His glove hand was picked near the sleeve. Mason Mount's shirt was pulled at the back at the same time. Like, some people are saying it's a foul, Then the Saliba one again with Cunha where he sweeps the back of his leg, doesn't get any of the ball. Glad we're on the same page, Mandar. That's all I'll say about that. Alderete is my defense. Yeah, I know I figured it out by reading it again. Yeah, I agree. I think Bruno will be make points against. It's not about that, dude. It's about his role. I have Bruno in my team too, but it's about his role. If you're going to pick a United player, it would just be safer to pick a front three option. They're all cheaper. Sesko is 7.5, mbeumo and Cunha 8. They're just cheaper than Bruno. It would just make more sense. You could take that 1 million and maybe upgrade from Kropi Jr. to maybe Muniz. So now you have two strikers if you need it. Because Muniz scored a goal as well. You can do something like that if you want. Of course, you don't have to, but you could do that. Ethan, tell me a similarity between Ganguly, Dhoni and Virat, except for the fact that they were captain of our national team. It's a very interesting one. Well, they're not all left-handed. They didn't all play for Delhi. Oh God, don't tell me they all played for like Bangalore or Pune Warriors or something. Dude. Don't depress me. No, Virat's not played for any other IPL team. Dhoni had to because of that ban thing. Ganguly played for Pune. That I know for sure. Oh no, don't do it, Footworth. I think I know what you're going to say. They never won a match at Trent Bridge or something. You're going to say that, aren't you? Don't say that, Footworth. Please tell me what the stat is, Footworth. Now I'm curious. Even I have Bruno on my FPL, but it doesn't make sense if he's not starting stand. Jay, by the way, if you're playing FPL, the link's in the description below. There's an auto join and a code. Feel free to join up. Unless you're already joined. There, just double checking. It is there. Feel free to join. Bruno's a pen taker as well. He is a pen taker, but you can replace him with another pen taker for less than 9 million. You can also always do that. His distribution was better than Ryan that game, and Onana 100%. Yeah. Let's not even go there. You know what Rayudu said today? What did Rayudu say today? Why are people talking to Rayudu today? Why are people talking to Rayudu today? What happened today? The Asia Cup selection, that's why. By the way, can I start a YouTube channel with this name, the Anish Protocol? The Anish Protocol sounds fun. What are you doing in the game though? What are you doing in the YouTube channel? The Anish Protocol sounds really cool, but are you doing informative? Well, if you're going to use the Anish Protocol, I would say this. It would sound really cool if you did an informative based YouTube channel because it sounds cool if you think about it. Also, you can go TAP. There you go. Some branding. Ganguly, Dhoni and Vinay all scored 183. Yeah, I remember that. Tendulkar's old score used to be 189. Yeah. I knew Ganguly's was 183. I didn't know Dhoni and Virat's was 183. That's interesting. Scored it against Sri Lanka and Virat against Pakistan. What can we say? We enjoy playing against our neighbors. Lives, buy and update in general football. I mean, Anish, see, the thing about that is, right, dude, like I have sports in my name so people know what it is. The Anish protocol, the thing is, people won't know what it is. The name is really cool. People won't know what it is. You'll have to make some really kind of obvious kind of branding to show it's sports or something, if that makes sense. But of course you can do it anyway. I don't know if the name will people will figure out what the channel is based on the name, but the name is good. Any suggestions to replace Bruno? I was thinking of Pedro for Ekitike. I'd go Pedro for Wood, honestly, dude. Ekitike might not score next week. You know what I'm saying? It depends. What is happening with the Isaac situation? That's a problem as well. People to replace Bruno. If you have 1 million, because you have 1 million for Pedro to Ekitike, then maybe go Bruno to Saka. You know, use it there instead because Pedro will score, dude. Pedro will get opportunities. Do you think we would have made a difference if Raidu would have been there at 29? Bro, who knows? That is really difficult to say. Who knows? RCB won one trophy in 18 years. This means they need 72 years to equal CSK's trophy count. What a mathematician this Raidu is. Brilliant. You know who scored the first ODI 100 for India? No. The first ODI 100? No way. It's definitely not Kapil Dev, is it? Okay, Spaghetti Mafia, you're bad gal. All right, guys, I am off. Thank you for joining. As you know, the next stream will be Friday, unless I am on someone else's channel, to which then I will promote it via post. To hit your bell notifications. And I will see you in the next one. Take care and thank you for joining. This is the first episode of the check in. We're obviously going to do it weekly now, so this is awesome. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you so much for participating in the first ever show for me of this kind, and hopefully many more to come. Thank you guys for joining in, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Good night, and have a rest of a good weekend. See you back here for the preview show. Bye. Good night, guys. Take care.